Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna share with you 10 habits that helped me to improve my English. All of these habits are things that I tried and tested myself. When I first started learning English, I thought it was a huge mountain to climb. I was overwhelmed, but over time I realized that success doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from small steps that we take every day. These habits made learning English easier and more interesting for me, and I hope they will inspire you too. So let's get started. First habit is daily exposure to English. When I first started learning, I didn't realize how important this was. I thought if I just focus on grammar, that would be enough. After that, everything changed for me when I started watching the show Friends. I used subtitles, but gradually I started understanding phrases without them. The day I understood Chandler's jokes without translation, I felt myself like a superhero. After that, I made it a rule to listen to or watch something in English every day. Even podcasts, YouTube videos, or songs, it changed everything for me. The second habit is speaking English every day. I remember how scared I was to speak. I thought, what if I make a mistake? So I started small. I spoke to myself. For example, I would describe what I saw around me or create my own dialogue. After that, I started recording myself on my phone. Yeah, it felt weird listening to my own voice, but it's actually gave me confidence. Now I understand that the key is just to start speaking, even if you make mistakes. The third habit is learning new vocabulary every day. I remember when I first started using flashcards, I would write down new words and review them in the morning and evening. One day, I came across the advice to stick words on objects around my house. So I put word fridge on the fridge or mirror on the mirror. It looked funny, but it helped me to remember the words. The key is not to just memorize words, but to use them. For example, I would create funny sentences or short stories to remember them better. Fourth habit is active listening and shadowing. One of my favorite methods is repeating after speakers in podcasts or videos. I remember how I tried to repeat the monologue by Will Smith from the movie Pursuit of Happiness. It was difficult, but I tried to mimic every intonation and pause. Over time, I recognized that my accent got better and my understanding of the language improved. So just turn on the audio and repeat that like you're an actor. The fifth habit is setting realistic goals. When I first started, I wanted to learn 1000 words in a month. That was a failure. So I set the goal to learn 50 words in a month, read one article in English, and it gave me the result. And one day, I set the goal to read The Little Prince in 2 months. It was challenging, but I did it. The key is not to overwhelm yourself. Celebrate small victories that keeps you motivated to keep going. The sixth habit is writing in English every day. When I started keeping a journal, it became an eye-opener for me. Every evening, I would write down what happened with me during the day or my plans for tomorrow. At first, my sentences were simple. I went to work, I was tired. But over time, I started adding more details and tried to describe my emotions. Writing helps you to understand grammar better and trains your brain to think in English. The seventh habit is analyzing your mistakes. I remember when I first spoke with a native speaker, I said I'm boring instead of I'm bored. It was awkward, but I never forgot that mistake. After that, I always reviewed my recordings and texts. I looked at my errors and tried to correct them. I also asked my friends or teachers for feedback of how can I improve my sentences. Mistakes are not your enemies, they are your best teacher. Eighth habit is creating immersive rituals. For example, I always listen to podcasts in the morning while having a breakfast. It becomes a habit. Another ritual I have is watching YouTube videos or read a couple of pages of book before bed. It's not only to learn, but also to relax. Ninth habit is joining a community. When I started attending the language club, I saw a real difference in my progress. I remember how nervous I was at my first meeting, but people there were so supportive that it gave me confidence. Now I'm friends with people all over the world, and it's amazing. Interacting with other people helps you not only to learn the language, but also to keep you motivated to continue. The 10th habit is learning through your hobbies. It can be even video game. You can go to settings and put the English language and play like you played before. For me it's cooking, and I decided to look for recipes in English. It was difficult, but I learned a lot of words related to food. I am also into sport, so I'm watching the videos on YouTube only in English. And combining your interests and learning makes your progress much more enjoyable. So those are 10 habits that helped me improve my English. I hope my personal stories inspired you. Remember, learning English is not a sprint, it's a journey. Let me know in the comments which habit you would like to try, and if you find this video helpful, press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!